Hello and welcome to another episode of Becco Movies, where we're discussing this time briefly the online dumb argument that's starting to surface again online, which is about Paramount versus Netflix because there are some YouTubers and some online Twitter accounts that are trying to push for Netflix again. Okay, so and as I mentioned on Twitter, this is similar to what I've said on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. I could not care less who gets the IP as long as we get the Snyderverse restored, okay? I'm not one of these dumb YouTubers who has some shares or stocks in Paramount or WB or Netflix. I could not care less about these multi-billion-dollar companies, okay? These YouTubers and Twitter accounts who are pushing for Netflix or Paramount, some of them are genuine, okay? Let's not, criticize everyone, but the majority, unfortunately, either have an agenda, which agenda is either clickbaits or want more followers, super chats, etc. I've seen that with other channels, without naming any specific channels. I think I know which ones we're talking about. Others have money at stakes, which is basically shares or stocks in, basically either WB or Netflix or even Paramount. That's why they want this studio or that studio to get it. Okay, especially the people pushing for Netflix. They have shares in Netflix. I think everyone you have to use, you don't have to be an economist to know that. Okay, the same thing goes for some people who are shilling really hard for Paramount, regardless. Okay, so just to be clear, it's not just these YouTubers don't care about it's just about your money. The same thing goes for the multi-billionaires. How do you think they became multi-billionaires? Because they only care about themselves. It's all about business. It's all about making money, which is fine. That's life. That's capitalism, man. You know what I mean? So they don't care about DC. They don't even know who Batman or Superman is. Do you think that Zaslav knows who Henry Cavill is or whatever Corn Sweat? It's just moneymaker. These characters are just moneymakers for them. That's why he couldn't care less and he gave them to dumb movie makers like Matt Reeves or James Gunn. It's all about the money. And like I said on Twitter, I know, shocker, right? It's all about the money. And so, like I said, it's the same thing. There's no comparison. The only difference is the multi-billionaires have much more money than these dumb YouTubers and online Twitter accounts who are pushing for, Netflix or Paramount. Because if you remember, there was a period that everyone was like Paramount, and then Netflix was going to win. And there are some YouTubers who said clearly, like, I have some stocks or shares in this studio or that studio in Netflix. They said, look, I'm supporting because I have shares or stocks. How obvious can they be that it's all about money? So don't let them drag you into these arguments because, as I have said on Twitter, these dumb YouTubers are the same dumb YouTubers that basically, the Henry Cavill suit in the Black Adam cameo, it's not the original Man of Steel suit, although Superman himself, Henry Cavill, said it's the same suit. He even said it fits, which is, amazing. So that gives you an idea that they know nothing and they don't do their homework. They're not hardcore DC fans like me or like other DC fans. And even for the score, this is not Hans Zimmer's score, this is that score. Who gives an F? Henry Cavill was back. No, but we want Snyder, not just Henry Cavill. Like I said, these kind of divisions is what divided DC. And I don't blame the DC fandom. It's just they've been through a lot, but they need to be united. Bottom line is we need to ignore these dumb multi-billionaires and the dumb YouTubers and Twitter accounts who, I know this or I met that accountant or whatever, met that guy who told me Netflix or Paramount is going to get it. Nobody knows who's going to get these studios. Nobody knows. This is hundreds of billions of dollars at stake. So don't tell me you know. Nobody knows. Okay, it's all guessing. Everyone at some point said it's going to be Netflix. And then everyone at some point now is saying it's Paramount. And now it's Netflix again. It's all BS. People just want to make money off your interest and online tracking and their shares and stocks. Bottom line is we have to stay united. It's all about restoring the Snyderverse, getting rid of James Gunn, that's even more important, and just getting better DC content, man, regardless of which studio that owns it. I could not care less if Universal comes back in play again and says, you know what, I want to buy DC. Nobody cares. I just want a good studio that hires good movie makers, okay, like Christopher McQuarrie, Zack Snyder, David Fincher, people that try to take the IP seriously and make good movies, good entertaining movies. So don't get distracted by all these arguments online because everyone is an economic expert all of a sudden. If you've noticed on Twitter or on social media, especially Twitter and I think Facebook to a certain degree, just use your common sense, support DC, and see what happens, man. We'll see. I think it's going to be Paramount, but you never know. Netflix might make a push as well. And hopefully we get James Gunn out of DC, we restore the Snyderverse and get better DC video games, movies, TV shows, etc. Because I'm sick and tired of this mediocrity and arguing about mergers and economic issues. This is not our job. We are DC fans. I really could not care less about these multi-billionaires and these dumb YouTubers who are trying to divide the DC fandom that's already divided online. Look how united the Marvel fans are. Look how many billions of dollars their movies are making. Restore the Snyderverse, baby. Let's go. No more division. Come on, people. Becco movies out.